Welcome to UK News Times. My name is John Z. Coover. Let's check the latest news headline. US dispatches new reinforcement to Syria's Hasaka, Sana. Iranian general dismisses Trump's threat, warns US of harsh slap in face. Millions of Americans locked out of unemployment system, survey finds. China slams US barefaced lies over virus handling. That was the headline. We now move on to the news in detail. But before that, there will be a request to like this video. The United States has reportedly deployed new military reinforcements to Syria's oil-rich northeastern province of Hasaka, irrespective of the Damascus government's vehement opposition to the presence of American terrorist troops on the Arab state's soil. Local sources requesting not to be named told Syria's official news agency Sana that two convoys, each carrying military equipment and logistics, arrived in Syria from Iraq early on Tuesday and headed towards the southern countryside of the province. The sources said the first convoy, comprised of 6 Humvees, 5 container trucks, and 5 tanker trucks, crossed the Al-Walid border crossing point between Iraq and Syria and moved towards Karab al-Jairi airport near the small northeastern Syrian city of al-Malikia. Another convoy was seen on a road close to the village of Talbarak, located 40 kilometers from the city of Hasaka, and heading towards US bases in Al-Shaddadi town. US military vehicle attacked by machine guns completely burnt separately on Tuesday, the Lebanon-based and Arabic-language Al-Akbar newspaper, citing unnamed field sources, reported that unknown gunmen had attacked a US military vehicle in Syria's northeastern province of Deir al-Zor with medium machine guns and mortar shells, destroying the car almost completely. The sources added that search teams found no bodies or traces of the 2 soldiers aboard the vehicle, identifying the pair as Sergeant Brandon as well as conscript Michael and serviceman for the US Navy. On Monday, Sana, citing local sources requesting anonymity, reported that assailants had attacked a US Hummer military car as it was traveling from the Al Omar oil field, which lies in the northeastern countryside of Deir al-Zor province, to the Al Tanak field. The sources added that the vehicle was later found burnt and abandoned by the side of a road, noting that the fate of the 2 US troopers aboard remains unknown. A senior spokesman for the General Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces shrugged off the US President's recent comments about naval confrontation with Iran. Warning that the Americans will receive a harsh slap in the face for the merest violation of Iran's territorial waters, according to Tasnim news agency. Speaking in a televised program on Tuesday, Brigadier General Abul Fazl Sheikhazi lashed out at the US for causing disturbance in the Persian Gulf and the regional countries. He also dismissed US President Donald Trump's recent threat that the US Navy will fire at Iranian boats as part of a psychological warfare with the purpose of attacking public attention ahead of the US presidential election. Last week, Trump tweeted that he has directed the US Navy to fire upon Iranian gunboats that harass US ships at sea. General Sheikhazi warned the US to think about the consequences of such an action, saying the Americans must have seen that if they take the smallest act of aggression against the Islamic Republic's territorial waters or interests of our people, they would receive a slap harder than before. It's no joke when it comes to defending our country, the general stressed. Taking a swipe at the UAs for violating the international law and creating problems in the region, the Iranian military official said under such circumstances, if they make a possible mistake and receive a slap, it will be justifiable that they deserve such a slap. His comments came after the General Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces denounced the presence of American terrorist forces in the region as the root cause insecurity for regional countries, warning that any provocative move by the UAs will draw a harsh response from Iran's military forces. Millions of Americans who have been thrown out of work during the coronavirus pandemic have been unable to register for unemployment benefits since the US economy entered a free fall. According to a poll released on Tuesday, the left-leaning Economic Policy Institute found in an online poll that for every 10 people who have successfully filed unemployment claims, 3 or 4 people have been unable to register and another 2 people have not tried to apply at a time of acute economic crisis. Official US statistics shows that 26.5 million people have applied for unemployment benefits since mid-March, wiping out all of the jobs gained during the longest employment boom in the US history. API survey indicates that an additional 8.9 million to 13.9 million people have been shut out of the system, said Ben Chaper, the study's lead author. This study validates the anecdotes and news reports we are seeing about people having trouble filing for benefits they need and deserve, Zipora said. Urgent workers say they have encountered downed websites and call phone lines as the state governments that administer the program have been overwhelmed by applicants. It's a shame how you work for so many years and then when you need it, you can't get it, said Jim Hughes, 48, who said he was unable to file a claim online for more than 2 weeks after he has fallen off from his job at an Orlando, Florida second-hand store in March. He was said he mailed off a paper application on April 9 but had not heard back from the state. It's almost set up to fail. It was made complicated so people would get discouraged and give up, he said. API surveyed 24,607 US adult internet users using Google service between April 13 and April 24. The poll has a confidence interval and indicator of accuracy of plus or minus 1%. Some 9.4% of poll respondents said they had successfully applied for unemployment benefits, while 3.4% said they tried but could not get through. A further 1.9% said they did not apply because the process was too difficult. States like New Jersey and Georgia have struggled to find staffers who know how to update computer systems that run on decades-old technology. Others that have moved to new technology have also encountered technical woes. States have also had to incorporate enhanced federal benefits that provide an extra $600 per week and extend coverage to Uber drivers and other independent contractors. On top of that, many states entered the crisis with fewer workers to handle unemployment claims as an improving economy and allowed them to cut staff. States had the equivalent of 26,360 full-time workers in their unemployment offices in the 2018 fiscal year. According to the U.S. Labor Department, down 30% from staffing levels during the peak of the Great Recession in 2009 and 2010. Many Americans who managed to file claims have yet to receive payments weeks after they lost their jobs. Labor Department statistics shows that 71% who apply are getting payments, although that figure varies significantly by state. Florida, for example, said on Saturday it had sent payments to only 1 in 5 of those who had successfully submitted claims. Among those waiting are Raquel Alvarez, 44, who said she now hides snacks in her bedroom so her 3 children cannot eat them too quickly. The former restaurant server in Naples, Florida, says she has run through her savings since she was laid off on March 25. I have nothing, she said. As much as I don't want my kids to see me stressed out, each one has seen me cry. China has accused American politicians of telling barefaced lies in the time of the coronavirus pandemic after US President Donald Trump threatened to seek damages from Beijing for the outbreak. China's Foreign Ministry spokesman Geng Shuang made the comment at a press briefing in the Beijing on Tuesday, stressing that the US aimed to divert public attention from its own mishandling by accusing China of failing to tackle the outbreak at home. American politicians have repeatedly ignored the truth and have been telling barefaced lies, Geng told reporters at the press briefing. They have only one objective: shirk their responsibility for their own poor epidemic prevention and control measures and divert public attention. The Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman went on to say that the US politicians should reflect on their own problems and find ways to contain the outbreak as quickly as possible. Trump had suggested a day earlier that the US might seek damages from China over the pandemic, saying there were many options to hold them accountable. We are not happy with China, Trump said at a White House presser. We are not happy with that whole situation because we believe it could have been stopped at the source. Since the flu-like pathogen broke out in the Chinese city of Wuhan in late December, Beijing and Washington have time and again clashed over the virus spread, further increasing tensions between the world's two largest economies. Trump keeps referring to the novel coronavirus, which causes a respiratory disease known as COVID-19, as the Chinese virus. Beijing has hit back by suggesting that the US military brought the virus to Wuhan and initiated the outbreak. The US recorded 1,303 more virus days in the 24 hours to late Monday, according to figures reported by Johns Hopkins University. The country now has an overall death toll of 56,144, with 987,022 infections. At least 111,109 people have recovered. Trump is under fire for publicly downplaying the threat of the US pandemic when it broke out in the US in late February and his handling of the COVID-19 crisis. The US president has claimed at the time that coronavirus cases would soon be down to close to zero and did not declare a national emergency over the pandemic until the end of March, as virus cases were on the rise in New York and the stock market nosedived. An opinion poll conducted and released by Gallup Company on Monday showed that almost one-third of Americans had lost work or income due to the coronavirus, especially low-income earners, by getting fired and laid off or having their hours cut.